well, one parcel by the church, and then the other one, which is still undeveloped, and then the other one is across from this property on Education Street, and it's got a home, and then he's got a home business there as well. And staff felt like this is a pretty straightforward case that does meet the economic development goals of the comprehensive plan. It's going to create a more balanced tax base within our downtown, which will help with maybe development of office parks, businesses, retail centers, industrial parks, and will promote a diverse local economy to support varied economic or employment opportunities as well. And it's reasonable in public's interest because it is meeting a goal of one of our the comprehensive plan, adopted plan in the area of economic development. So we do find it to be consistent and pretty straightforward, reasonable request. I'm here to answer any questions. I'm not sure if with who's logged on, if it's maybe some of the trustees of the Indian Trail Presbyterian Church. If they would like to, if they are on the meeting, if they would like to speak, or if we've got anyone from say adjoining properties who would like to speak.
I am from church.
So I have a question, Matt.
Yeah.
What's the ownership of if I'm looking at that big piece of property that's on Indian Trail Road and then Gribble in what looks like on the Indian Trail side of that parcel, is that owned by the church as well?
On the Indian Trail side, like directly across the street where you're seeing another vacant land, like behind the church, is it across the road?
No, this is across Gribble and this the same.
Let me pull up the map here. Sorry about that. Okay. Tell me what I'm getting across.
No, the other way toward Indian Trail Road.
Okay. This guy right here?
No, further down toward Indian Trail Road.
Okay.
There, that part.
Yes, this is also church property.
Okay. And that's staying residential?
No, it's already zoned CBD, so it would be
Already
that's the
zoned.
purpose, yeah, to be consistent.
Okay, so they're just expanding
Mhm.
that zoning to the rest of the property.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I didn't get to. You're welcome.
Okay, that was my only question.
Okay. I see an Aaron Modello and a Stan Stinson or a Scott Stinson. Are you just listening in or have any comments? This is a time to make comments if needs to be.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're just listening in. We were told by Tim. We, of course, are representing the church.
Okay.
Just for some clarity, the two front parcels, they're making this all one parcel. And they can't do that without the rezoning.
Yes, true.
Some of these parcels are attached across Gribble Road. They were initially all one, and they have been like that since the early 1900s.
Right.
They need to split them legally
These
apart.
two would be combined as well, correct?
All of that side will be
Okay.
3.2 acres. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Matt, this is Larry. I have a question. Can you refresh my mind? I understand it's currently existing single-family residential SF1 proposed is Central Business District. What's that defined as? What does that mean exactly?
So single family is our kind of base district.
I understand what that is. I'm talking about the other.
So
Yeah.
the Central Business District, Central
Yeah.
Business District is in line with our downtown. Basically, you're going to be allowed to do businesses there. Think of everything from offices to medical offices, hopefully job centers, retail strips would be allowed. But anytime you see a central business district, it's usually in line with your downtown. So think of uses that you normally see in a downtown area. And I'm going to pull up the current zoning map. Oh, mouse is horrible. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay, there we go. Whew. So you're seeing a lot of the color here, the CBD, you're seeing a lot of that already existing. This is like an oral surgeon. Here, then you've got some retail, I think, in this area. Churches are allowed in CBD, obviously, too. You know, you've got another church over here. So think of dentists, you know, vets, just a wide variety of uses are allowed in CBD. But I guess that's the easiest way I could think of. It's to support small, you know, small businesses, employment centers.
So let me ask one more question about that, if I may. So you're saying small businesses, what would not be included in that? Is it easy to answer that, or is that a too hard of a
Yeah, I can
question?
pull it up real quick.
I mean, what I'm getting at is, you know, we're getting inundated with storage facilities and things like
Oh.
that. Is this limited to a certain number of floors and certain number of units, or how's that
Yeah, in your
defined a little bit more?
CBD, and it's in the downtown overlay as well. It's gonna be very limited, like what you're mentioning there. That wouldn't be like a, you know, self-storage wouldn't be allowed. That wouldn't be something that would be permitted. You know, we would be looking, say like maybe a mixed use would be something where you've got, you know, someone living on the top floor of, say, a dentist office or something like that, or, you know, an office. Just think of downtown type uses. You know, townhomes, they could come in for a rezoning for townhomes, but that whole upper story residential, that's permitted by right. Sometimes you might see vet clinics. I'm just going down through the list here. Art studios, childcare centers, obviously events, entertainment, you know, theaters, banquet halls, bakeries, coffee shops. They did make sure that payday loans are not allowed in downtown and CBD. All your emergency type stuff, government type stuff, that's all permitted. Public
So not
park.
not heavy industrial.
No.
Okay.
Trying to think that rolling down the list, like it starts zeroing out the wholesale vehicle sales is probably the worst. I guess if you could think of like a use that would be intensive, that's the one thing that's saying is permitted. But
I have a question. Since the church is here, what is the purpose they're going to use this land for?
So our understanding is that from talking to zoning and being in, trying to get everything rezoned, the CBD protects the town with the option of saying no, basically, to multiple things. It has to have the brick front appeal to match the downtown overall aspect of what's coming. The splitting of the parcels and combining is that parcel across Gribble Road will be combined for the church, and this one will be put on the market.
Okay.
It's an unused property for the church right now. The only, you know, request from the church thus far would be that Gribble Road maintains no egress there, which would mean egress to Education Street or onto Indian Church Road. The church has also been approached by Indian Trail to, they're putting a light there also, a stoplight. So there's multiple things happening here with it being parceled like this with so many different parcels. It's not marketable.
Right. So it has more value being commercial over residential.
Well, and also there are, even though those are residential behind them on Education, there are businesses operating there.
Okay.
They're just not zoned business.
Okay.
That's pretty, I don't know, Aaron, if you were the one that said that, that property has been with the church since when? 1800?
Early 1900s, someone gifted it. I don't know, Scott, I don't know if you know the history more than I do of that, but it was purchased and given to the church at some point, but the parcels on Gribble Road, the 1, 2, and 3, the 2 green and the blue, actually are parcels that continue across Gribble Road. So they have the same parcel numbers. And at this point, you cannot separate them, right? Unless we have it rezoned, basically, because they're shared parcels. It never was taken care of
Mhm.
when Gribble Road was put in.
Interesting.
And did you say that there's a stoplight that's been approved there
Correct,
at Gribble and Indian Trail?
correct. With a turning lane.
That's a wonderful thing.
It is. Scott, did you have some input?
No, you were, right on the money. The land was donated to the church, years ago, sometime probably around between 1916 and 1920.
I have no further questions.
Don't either. Larry?
Yeah, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for staff?
That's-
I
Yeah,
have one questions. Question: is there any restrictions with the land being so close to an elementary school?
There will be restrictions, and everybody who puts a building there, developer, commercial developer, whoever comes, will have to go through all of the Indian Trail zoning, permitting, and whatnot. There are limitations as far as fast food, gas stations, all kinds of limitations.
Yeah, like a gas station is not allowed.
Correct.
Improvements are, yeah.
Mhm.
Good questions, Travis. That's a good question. Does anyone else have any questions or concerns?
are we ready to vote?
Yes, and I can do a roll call for you, remember that.
Board members, any other questions, or are we ready to vote?
I'm good.
Okay.
Ready?
Go, Matt.
Okay.
Well,
we
do
need
Do we need to make a motion first?
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to recommend approval of CM 2019-0094 petition.
I second the motion for approval.
Okay, and I'll do a roll call on the vote. Larry Dukes,
I approve.
Cynthia,
I approve also.
and Travis,
I approve.
and Meg Fielding.
I approve.
Okay, very good. Motion passes.
Okay.
Staff doesn't have
Any other business?
Mm-mm. Thanks for being kind to me with Brandy not being here.
Hey, short and sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, there being no additional business, I declare the meeting closed, and thank you, everybody, for coming. I don't know if we're going to be in person or virtual next month. We'll see what things develop.
Yeah, and I think last time we determined, like, it was an email.
Yeah, we'll do a poll,
Yeah,
and so be ready to make your decisions.
Yeah, I have it noted for the end of the month to follow up. So if you all want to just send me a quick email that if you oppose or agree, that would be great. And I can get that list going. It's appreciated.
Okay, we can do that.
Thank you.
Good to
Great
see
seeing
everybody.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you for coming, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Have a good night.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good-